All right, welcome everyone to your Monday algebra class. Or maybe you're watching this on Sunday and getting a head start. Okay, so we got 4 videos, just like last time. Watch a video, do those homework problems. Then watch the next video, etc., and ask me if you have questions. We'll have late Zoom office hours, see the announcement, and as well as office hours before class as normal on Tuesday. Check the syllabus for the full office hours for Tuesday. Anyway, so we're going to start with a quick property and a nice quick first video, okay? So we have this property right here that if the nth root of a is real, that's important. If it's not real, this doesn't really work. If the nth root of a is real, then we can write a rational exponent as a radical kind of like this, okay? I'm going to get rid of the period because it looks a little weird. But anyway, so this is one of our main properties that we're going to be talking about in this section. Rational exponent, remember rational is like fraction. Rational exponent means radical. So, you know, if you have a squared, that's just a times a. A cubed, a times a times a. Well, if you have a fractional exponent, it's actually a radical, okay? And so this first video, all we're going to be doing is using that a little bit, but not even using it super much, just getting a little comfortable and being very careful with parentheses. All right, so write with a rational, as a radical, not rational, expression. In part A, we'll look at x to the 1/2. Part B, we'll look at 2y to the 1/3. And in part C, we'll look at 3z to the 1/4. So really the hardest thing here is just remembering your parentheses. Okay, so we use the property. What is our n here? 1 over n, it's 1 over 2. That's going to become the nth root or the 2th root, otherwise known as the square root. All right, so this is just going to be the square root of x. Now notice the x is what has the exponent, so the x is what's inside the square root. That's going to take us into part B as well. Be very careful. Part B, if I added parentheses here, that's completely different. All right, without parentheses, the only thing that has that exponent is the y, okay? So yes, n is 3, so it's going to be the cubed root, but the 2 does not have that exponent. So it's going to be 2 times y to the 1/3. Y to the 1/3 is the cubed root. That's supposed to be a 3 of y. So just be very careful right here. All right, so specifically, right, this 2, the 2 has no exponent. 2 is not included. Be very careful about that for this section. That's going to be the biggest, easiest mistake to make here. Whereas over here in example C, right, they're both in the parentheses, which means if they're both in the parentheses, they both get the exponent, they both get the radical, the index of 4, 3z. All right, so 2 over here is not included with the radical because it's not included with the exponent. Whereas over here in C, they both have it. So just be careful with your parentheses. All right, let's do one more and we'll be good to go. You'll be good to go start off on your journey towards complete 8.3 understanding. Right with a rational exponent. Go the other way. All right, here we go. Part A is going to be the square root of 5y. Part B is going to be the cubed root of 4x, not to be confused with part C, which is 3 times the 4th root of 5z. For any non-Americans out there. Anyway, what we have here, we just go backwards, right? We identify the index. The index here, right, it's an index of 2. We don't usually write the 2, but there is an index. So the 5y, that's inside the radical. The 5y will be inside parentheses. Inside radical, inside parentheses. Okay. So what we have over here is 5y to the 1/2 because our n is 2. Over here in part B, right? They're both in the parentheses. Sorry, they're both in the radical, so they'll both be in the parentheses. We'll get an exponent of 1/3. Whereas in part C, right? The 3 is not in the radical, so it will be outside of the parentheses. The 5z is inside the radical. It'll be inside the parentheses. We'll get a radical or exponent of 1/4. Be very careful. This does not simplify. All right. Does not simplify. So just be a little careful with this. You can't combine things unless they have the same exponent in general. All right, so these are where we're going to leave all of these. Go ahead and get started on the first chunk of problems, and good luck.